question period. So first I'm going to explain the ground rules for this section. Each candidate will have 1 minute in total to respond to each question. I will hold up this yellow sign to give a 15-second warning when your time is about to elapse, and then I'll hold it up again when your time is up. And if we need to, we'll interject to make sure you stop talking. And we are going to mix up the order of each candidate's response a little bit, so we'll tell you that order beforehand. So starting with the first question, we're going to be going with this one? Okay, so we're starting with the Liberal candidate, the NDP candidate, People's Party candidate, Conservative candidate, and then lastly we have the Green Party candidate. So, starting with the first question, are the ground rules clear to everyone? Great. Starting with the first question, from Saya in grade 10, how does your party's plan to tackle climate change differentiate from that of other parties? I'll repeat it again. How does your party's plan to tackle climate change differentiate from that of the other parties? Mr. Hardy, whenever you're ready.
Thank you. We've spent 4 years laying the foundation for a lot of things to move the country forward, and the whole issue of climate action is one of them. If you take all of the pieces, put them all together, we have dedicated $70 billion in a variety of ways to deal with climate change. But when we all met in Ottawa as the Liberal Party a couple of months ago, we sent a message to our team putting together the platform, is that we needed something that the Greens have provided, which is a sense of urgency. We needed something that was audacious. And this morning, you'll probably be able to read the news a little bit later today, Catherine McKinnon, who served as our Environment Minister, was there to tell us exactly what the Liberal government will do. Because what we've seen in the streets, what we've seen at the United Nations can't be ignored, and we are ready to move forward with that audacious sense of urgency that the country and the world needs.
Next we have the NDP candidate, Ms. Ohana.
As Greta Thunberg says, the house is on fire, and certainly you don't add gas to an already burning house. So this is the reality we're facing. We currently have governments, not just in Canada, that believe that somehow we'll deal with the climate crisis, we'll even declare a climate emergency, but we're also going to buy a pipeline. And we're also going to do other things like actually subsidize the fossil fuel industry. Well, the NDP very clearly says we need to stop that. We cannot simply be in a burning house and continue to let it burn. So, things we're going to do is end the fossil fuel subsidy. But also, for those of you that have family in the oil and gas sector, we're going to put them first. We're going to prioritize this idea that we need to transition the economy because they have the exact skill sets necessary to create an incredible new economy that is innovative, that is based on renewable energy, and can take us into a long-term future where Canada is stronger and cleaner and healthier. We also believe in putting up forefront on Indigenous issues and bringing forward the United Nations Declaration of Rights for Indigenous Peoples, where all these things are considered human rights.
Next up, we have Mr. Poulin from the People's Party, when you're ready.
I believe that real transformation begins with me, my actions. And so right now, our carbon footprint here in North America is 4.5. What the Paris climate demands is that we go down to 2.3. So that's a 2.2 difference in our carbon copy that we have to make up somehow. Through my studies on Paris Accord and everything, if I take my consumption of meat down by 2/3, I bring down my carbon footprint by half. So I'm at 1.1 right now, personally, I'm at 1.1. And that's where you start. You start by individuals doing things. So I would like to know what my colleagues are doing personally to change, to do the climate change. I have reduced my footprint, carbon footprint by half. I only need 1 time a day, if that meat.
Next, we have Mr. Purewal from the Conservative Party.
We actually have a 3 points plan. You can check a pamphlet on conservatives.ca the first one is to go after the big polluters, the big corporations. We'll force them to apply technologies to reduce their carbon emissions. This will give a boost to Canadian companies who are not getting any business at the moment. They'll become bigger. Second, we'll provide homeowners in Canada a subsidy if they can lower their energy costs. And the third one is those smaller, those big corporations or those companies that become international in reducing carbon emissions, they can help us going global because we produce 1.6% of the carbon in the world. India, China, and US produce more than 50%. So our companies can help actually at global levels. And by the way, most of my family is vegetarian.